Yeah, yes, podcast with Marisa and me. Look, I'd rather be a gambler than a reader. I walked in, sat down, had to leave, and violently vomited. I'm not going down that hole. I'm not. Don't even try me. Not today, Satan. Not today. I value my friendship. I'm here to cream. And the coffee is life. Life. You bring cream to my life. Once a week for an hour.
My cackle always makes me laugh at the end of that intro. Because it's like that cartoon dog. Remember how he used to?
No, you're a little younger than me, so. What I'm saying, we have, we grew up with them.
Yeah, homie, how you doing? How was your week?
It was all right. I got my second shot. My arm is a little sore.
Ooh.
But so I'm at my dad's house, who he's fully vaccinated. His wife is fully vaccinated, so we about to get lit all weekend. We're going to get some sushi tomorrow.
Are you staying over?
Celebrating the Giants draft yesterday.
What happened to the Giants?
The draft yesterday was the draft, so they made a couple of trades and got some picks. So what?
Oh, I was like, I don't know.
I'm saying we're celebrating, their draft picks for the next, the upcoming season.
Got it.
Wife made the meal. So.
Oh, she did.
Fine.
My mouth is watering.
That's fine. I just keep up from behind.
From behind. My mouth was watering. Man.
Really quick. We was talking offline about KRS-One. Now this damn song is gonna be in my head.
Which one?
Boop, boop. That's the sound of the
police.
Boop, boop. That's the sound of the beast. Officer. I can't say it as best as he says it.
No, it's like what he doesn't say officer. Yeah. Overseer.
Oh yeah, overseer. That's right. Overseer turns into officer.
Yeah. Oh, they still on horses. Damn, that's such a good song.
Shit. Anyway.
You listened to that? That was what, 30 years ago? 25 years ago?
Yeah, about 25 years ago. So I remember,
what has changed?
Nothing. But that's, look at Strange Fruit, Billie Holiday. I mean, they ain't lynching people, but they're lynching people. That's another topic for another day.
Yeah. Yes.
I think I got an idea. Strange Fruit. Put that in my notes.
Do you know in Tortola, they have, and I don't know if this is true, so I probably shouldn't say it, right? Never mind. Nah. No, I don't know if it's...
No, we had a discussion about this. You don't bring stuff up on the show and then just be like, nah, I'm good.
So I see this was something that was told to me. I don't know if it's true or not, but they had like this tree and they have like this it's not a celebrated tree, so to speak, but it's respected to represent something else. So hold on a second. So it has like this like concrete thing around it, so you could sit around it. It's not like in a park or anything, but there's a tree, and that's where they used to do lynchings. And what's respected about the trees, obviously they don't do lynchings anymore, but what's respected is that they have a legislation down there, and where there's belongers and non-belongers. There's BV Islanders. So a belonger has to have job opportunities before somebody else. And if you hire somebody else that's not a belonger, you have to prove extensively why that person is a better fit than somebody who's a belonger. So, when it comes to job opportunities, a lot of, Black Caribbeans have more opportunities in government representation, higher level of management, CEO positions than we do see here in the continental United States. So, you know, that like whenever I think about Tortola, not that I think about that tree, but I remember I'm like, ooh, but why are people sitting around it? Why did they knock this tree down? And they're like, no, it's respected. It's respected because we look at it where we were and where we're going. And that's kind of like, how they look at it, not like It's not, it's obviously it's a shameful, it's a reminder of what people used to do, but they turned it around for themselves. So I appreciate it in that
Hopefully
respect.
it's true. There's always truth to everything. It may
Yeah,
not be
we'll see.
Tortola. It might be
somewhere.
Sea Cow's Bay. No, that is Tortola.
You from Sea Cows Bay?
No. But I know some people from
Don't tell that for somebody from Sea Cows Bay. They swear you're from there.
Before we get on with the show, I know it's your week. I just want to interrupt real quick. Thank everybody for the microphones. I got mine. Marisa's got hers.
Don't put that near your face, please.
Is it right? Is it okay right here?
Yeah. But the way you had it before, I was like,
yeah, that's a little too much, right? But we got 4 ones that we use together, ones that we use separately. So thanks again to all those that have donated. You don't have to donate anymore. That goes for you, for a man.
But thank you.
So we appreciate, all the support. Anyway, I pass it off to you, my friend.
I want to talk about tirando flores, giving flowers.
Okay.
Is that a phrase that is known to you? Like, is it common to you?
Yeah,
giving flowers?
But it's a new phrase. I feel like has been utilized within the last 10 years.
It is not in Hispanic culture because there's the phrase is Spanish, is tirando flores, giving compliments.
Well,
so I don't know if it.
Oh, you're saying flowers specifically, the word flowers.
That phrase, giving flowers, tirando flores, giving flowers, has been it's a phrase in Spanish. So okay. I don't know if it's just been literally translated. So now it's in like everyday vernacular.
Right.
That's why I ask.
Well, that's me though. I'm not the right person always to.
But see, culturally, so I know what the phrase, culturally I know the phrase. So like in my mind, when I hear giving flowers, I hear tirando flores. So I in my mind I know what it means. But
right,
there's cultural crossovers all the time, especially as we evolve. So I wanted to talk about giving flowers, and do we deserve, or are we supposed to give flowers just because we're Latino, Latina, and Black? Okay. It's a question. So the reason that came up was this week, Joseline Hernandez, and she's got this show. It's a streaming app.
Cabaret. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's called the Zeus Network.
Yeah, it's a Joseline's Cabaret, and it's on the Zeus Network. But where did she start out? Was she Love and Hip Hop?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
And
yes, and Cardi B was on there.
Right.
I don't know if they were on the same season though.
I'm not sure. I've never really watched that show.
No, but I know who she is just because of like she's intersex and on things that are the pop culture that is on my forefront.
Right.
So she was on a segment on Wendy Williams, and she came out the gate a little charged.
Hot.
She came hot. So Wendy, just to explain a little bit of the clip, Wendy Williams had her on, was saying hello, and she just came out and was like, you don't give the flowers to people that deserve it. You should be giving me flowers. Now, I don't watch a lot of daytime TV, but I would say Joseline Hernandez doesn't have a platform on a lot of daytime TV outside of Wendy Williams. So there needs to be that little respect there, but bookmark, and I'll put that somewhere else. She called Wendy to the carpet to say that she doesn't give her flowers, and she should be giving her flowers more so to Black and Hispanic people. And she says that she doesn't treat her Anglo white identifying guests in the same respect. And there was a nice exchange. I really want to show that clip. I don't know if we have it.
Yeah,
but
pull it up.
There was a really nice exchange.
All right. I only have like a minute of it. So, enjoy this 1 minute clip.
And when people come on your show, especially Black culture, you should be nicer to us, the ladies. You should respect us. You should give us our flowers while we're here. And you should tell us how proud you are of what we've done in the street.
Well, I'm not proud of all. And what I've been through makes me even harder on young women. Like, you can do better. Now, can we get back to the show at hand? Can I see your shoes, please?
If that's how you want to do it, Miss Wendy.
Yes, that's
I'll
how I
show you.
want to do it.
But you have nothing to say about what my feeling.
I just said what I said. I don't apologize for anything. This is what I do. Let me see your shoes. Joseline.
But you only do it to the young Black Spanish girls coming up. You don't do it to anybody else.
I don't.
No, you don't. You take it so much differently.
That's
For
first of all, that's not true. Joseline,
than you do for people of color. And
Joseline,
it's true. It's true.
here's a flower. Come on. There's a flower. I just gave you
You
flowers.
should give me more flowers.
Threw that
Oh, I
flower
love that
like
clip.
She wasn't shit.
Say that again.
She threw that flower at her like she wasn't shit.
So here's okay. I want to talk about that exchange first because I've been a fan of Wendy Williams since she was on radio.
Right.
Like we're talking, gosh, it's got to be 20 years. I've been listening.
More than that, because if you figure, like I've been rocking with her since like BLS, like 98.7, like she's been on Hot 97, she's been on it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. She's been around for a long time. She should be getting her flowers. But anyway.
Oh, wait, who needs to be getting? Oh, Wendy?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I completely agree. Wendy, but I think Wendy does get her flowers in a few different ways.
Okay. How so?
Well,
I mean, you don't have to say that, but how would you say?
how would I say, Wendy?
It's
How
pause.
would I say what it is?
Sorry about that. Yeah, I got it. Okay, go ahead. Say what you're
Sorry
saying.
about that. So I was saying, I think Wendy does get her flowers because she's been in songs. She's in pop culture. I think she's household name by now. But
What do you consider flowers, though? People knowing someone and being visible?
Well,
Does that equate to flowers?
Wasn't she inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame?
Yep.
She got her flowers there. As far as television, I'm not quite sure. I don't think she's ever won a daytime Emmy.
No, just people in the show, hair, makeup, that kind of thing.
Right. Her hair and makeup look great every day, I will say. But so she's gotten some accolades. But I will say, where's my train of thought with Wendy? The exchange. So the exchange with Wendy, I feel like she is, I don't know if I could say that she has treated white identifying and Black Hispanic guests differently. I will say that she's a little bit, she code switches a little bit with her white identifying Anglo guests.
As we all do. I mean,
as we
I
all
don't know
do.
if you do, but I can't speak for Spanish people. I can't speak for all Black people, but I can speak for the Black people that I know and we've discussed. We code switch.
Of course, I think a lot of people code switch because there's references that I'm gonna say to you that I can't say to like the principal at my school.
Right, but do
who's
white people code
identified.
switch? Do white people code switch? Or are they just free to be who they are without any consequences?
I gotta ask a few. I don't know.
Yeah, please do. Let's do a show. We'll do a show code switching.
Code switching. We gotta
Coming up
find.
with show.
Got some ideas flowing. But as far as like, so I do think that she code switches, but I also do think that she's stank that they don't realize. So she does your typical Wendy. There's the own verbiage, there's the look, there's the this, there's things that they don't get on her show. But I also think her show has an audience, and she speaks to her audience clearly, like all shows. Where, like, I don't watch The Talk, I don't watch The Real. I can see clips, like sometimes they come up in my algorithm, but outside of that, I don't watch it. They're not part of my audience, but I do still DVR Wendy Williams.
The thing about that exchange with Joseline is that there's people that are constantly asking for quote unquote respect and their flowers are also the same people that don't give it, or they just have like out of pot. Like in that same interview, Wendy asked her about her relationship with Stevie J and Faith Evans.
Yes.
Like she shouldn't have to be like, I don't know that, I don't know her, I don't know him either. Like that's your baby's father and stepmother. Just be like, I don't want to talk about this. So
Yeah.
how can you expect respect when you're not even giving it to other people?
Especially the
Yeah, well,
father of your child.
Right. So she's asking for respect from somebody when she can't give respect to people that she has intimate relationships with. So I don't want to
Yeah.
hear about her and her flowers. Like most of the people that watch this podcast probably ain't even know who she is. Real talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guarantee you my mother is one of them.
But the thing is, oh no, probably nobody. But here's the thing though, the only reason we're talking about it is because it brought the idea to mind where like how Joseline said, and first of all, if Joseline could pass me in the street and I still wouldn't pick her out.
Right.
I'm not her audience. And I also don't think that she's come far enough to get flowers.
Exactly. Like you gotta
there's
put
a
in the
lot more to
work.
do. There's a lot more to do.
There is like, and she comes from reality TV. If you're going to talk about reality TV women, then we got to talk about Nene.
I said what I said.
We give Nene her flowers. You know what I'm
Woo!
saying? There's certain people like, and they're staying in your lane. Like you ain't like honestly, and Joseline is like a rapper or something. I don't know, and not one of her songs.
I wouldn't know one of her songs.
Like I don't know. I've never seen her on TV. I've only seen her on Wendy when she's done interviews.
Yeah.
I've never sought her out. Like she got the show. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to watch. Like never.
I know who Faith Evans is. I had no idea that her husband had a baby with somebody else.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's give Faith Evans her flowers, okay?
Oh, talk about, yeah, she does need her flowers.
If we're gonna talk about flowers, I'm not saying that she deserves to be like, but if we're gonna talk about flowers, I'm gonna give him the Faith over Joseline.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I agree. There's no, you know who else? Who else I want to have flowers? I feel like deserves more flowers. I don't know. I think Little Kim.
Girl. So I made this thing, right? After you was telling me like who, should get their flowers. And I couldn't put everybody, all these people were coming to mind, and I'm like, bitch, I can't put everybody and their mother on here.
And I can't believe I forgot to mention Ivy Queen. I'm
gonna share my screen again, and I'll show you some of the people. But keep in mind that this is just like, this didn't give much thought to this. It just gave thought in the sense of what they've done. But you mentioned Little Kim. She's not on this list, but
Shiro is on this collage.
Little Kim's not on the collage, but I don't think that she gets the recognition she's supposed to. I was listening to Hot 97 the other day, and Little Kim was trending the day before, and so they were like, they played like every single Little Kim hit, and I was like, this bitch, she got so many hits.
Why are her fans not called the Beehive?
Exactly.
She's Queen Bee. Like, I just don't understand how she's not.
But she let Beyonce have that, so I can't even like. That's another reason why I'm like, I stand her, because it's like, everybody like feel like she don't like women. She don't. I'm like, no, she's the last one. Like she's not. She just wants her flowers. Respect her. Yeah. Respect her, Nikki. Respect her.
Seriously, respect her. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you don't talk to. There's certain people that I feel like you got no business in the same conversation. You're not there yet. That's like, let me try to think. Like, I can't even think of a singer in today that could look at like a Whitney Houston and be like, we're in the same, like, I can't even find a pairing, a matchup to say like, okay, that's like this person talking to this person. I feel like anybody's talking to Whitney Houston, but like,
I don't like with R&B today. Like, I can't even think of anybody that I'm like, that's like rivaling the crown. Like, I feel like I'm biased, but like, who's the last artist, female artist, that came out and changed the genre? Mary. Wasn't nobody singing over hip hop beats? Now they all do it.
Yeah.
Now you tell me, like, if the R&B singer comes out and she's singing over country beats, but she's singing R&B, then we can have a conversation.
Maybe. I gotta see how that sounds.
But I mean, but do it like fly. Like I was
Yeah.
listening to this podcast, Questlove, and he was talking to Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and he said when he heard, he's like, my life changed his music, his way of thinking. He was like, I ain't never heard, like, nobody came out with beats made for rappers.
Yeah.
Like they were hip hop beats. You know what I'm saying? And so now they all do it. You know, so but anyway, Mary's getting her flowers. It took her a long time, but she's not on this list. But you did mention Soleil, who's on our list.
Yes.
Well, why do you think Soleil?
So her visuals for her, I think she only had like 3 videos. I can't even.
So how's she get her flowers? Well, go ahead.
Because vocally, I think vocally, everything, the package, I just don't understand. She didn't have, you know what? At the time that she came out, you needed a controversy to get printed. I just think her vocals, her visuals, the packaging, all of it was just so great. And I don't understand how it didn't, like, I'm not saying Little Kim, I'm not saying Mary, I'm not saying Faith, but damn, like, a little more of a household name she needs to be.
I don't know, not one Soleil song. I probably, if I heard it, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. All right, who else we got here?
I would say, we're talking about hip hop, like Foxy Brown. She don't get her, like, for real. She's my favorite female rapper. For me,
Yeah.
she's above Little Kim, because Little Kim is an entertainer. Foxy Brown came, like, her wordplay and the way she rhymed, it was like, there's like nothing like it. Like, she just, when she first came out, she came out with the remix to Who Shot Ya, called I Shot Ya. And she's 15. And she's rapping she's rapping with Fat Joe and Prodigy from Goody Mob, LL. Like, it was just
15.
Look, y'all look that video up. I post it every, like, once a year. I post it because I'm in my my Foxy Brown zone. But, and then she's dark skinned. So, you know, us dark skinned girls, we got a complex. You know, this colorism is real. She came out and she was just like,
yeah.
It's just, so I still don't think she gets her flowers. She don't get her due. Every time they talk about, like, a versus, it's like Little Kim versus Foxy Brown. That will never happen, number one. Number two,
you don't think?
No, they don't.
Why?
They don't like each other. It's just, they've had beef since God knows when.
That's yeah.
But it's just like that. She's my favorite female rapper. Like, so she's never gotten her flowers, I don't think. But, you know, she got her hearing loss, and it went down from there.
That's tough. That's really hard to, yeah.
Because it affected her vocals.
Yeah.
You know, so what do you got?
Well, is that Glenn Close?
You know Glenn Close ain't got her flowers.
Do you know homegirl was doing the butt?
I know. She was trying.
Listen, I love how everybody's like, she's invited to the barbecue. She knew what it was. She spoke about it and she tried. So you know what?
She tried. That's all you know what I'm saying? She put the effort in too.
And she wasn't being cartoonish about any of it, about talking about Spike Lee, about just none of it was meant to be cartoonish. It was and this is, you know, sometimes we have these conversations with like respect and appropriation,
right? You
know, like she's doing a dance but she's respecting it, and I think that's like that's the epitome of what you want, respect, right, for your subculture, your American subculture. Yes.
She's never even gotten an Oscar, and I feel like she is.
Does she not have an Oscar?
To me, she's like the antithesis of what is the other blonde woman? What's her name? Meryl Streep.
Okay, so some people I'm about to commit blasphemy. I don't feel like Meryl Streep should be as big as she is.
Oh no, that's blasphemy. Every role she takes on, I'm like, I believe whoever she's playing.
Because I feel like she's always playing the same type of person.
I don't know. Well, it's fine. We can agree to disagree.
I don't see the range. I just don't see it. But this bitch boiling a fucking rabbit head and then doing the butt yesterday. Come on.
Or a few days ago.
Yeah, a few days
Last
ago.
week. Yeah, but y'all don't realize yesterday from Marisa is like 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, sometimes 30 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Rita Moreno.
I don't feel like she really got her flowers. Like they invite her to the barbecue. That is the Oscar stage.
Isn't she the first Puerto Rican woman to receive an Oscar?
I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm gonna look that up right now because she is on my Shiro list.
I don't feel like she gets her just due.
She doesn't. I think she is. I don't know. As a Puerto Rican woman with, obviously not right now, but as a little girl with very little representation of like, when people say representation matters, it really does, because you want to see possibility.
Right.
You want to be able to see options, all of it. And she was that. She played these roles that, the only way for certain people to get jobs is for them to play certain roles. Yeah, she played them and she played other ones, but she just doesn't have her flowers for who she was, what the possibilities that she showed other young women. And just, I love everything about her. I really do. And I think as back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you had Que Pasa USA, which was, your group of, and then you just had, Archie Bunker. I couldn't think of what's that show?
All in the Family?
All in the Family. So you had Que Pasa USA and that's like, so you have somebody yelling at us and then us. And it was just, like, you need that. You need to see that. You need to see not just like, anyway, I love her.
I feel you on that.
In conclusion,
I put Eric Sermon on here because to me, like, for real, the EPMD to me is like they were the anti-Run DMC. Like that group to me was street gutter. I just fucking love EPMD. And then for him to transform himself into this sought after producer and basically an A&R guy, because he founded so many good hip hop artists that are around today, and then create his own solo work. One of the few artists that got permission from Marvin Gaye's estate to basically sample him and use Marvin Gaye's voice on a hip hop record. The song Music is just like, I don't feel like he get his due. I just don't feel like
he paid like $200,000 for that little snippet. Remember that?
Yep. And it's just like, yo, for real. Eric Sermon is like, he's like one of my favorite. Like, I can listen to EPMD all day, and his beats are, for Redman and Keith Murray, K Solo. It's just, even if anybody watched the verses the other day, in other words, 2 weeks ago, you watching him on stage is like, oh, I need to hear more. I need to hear the crossover. I need to hear all that stuff. And I think that he definitely, deserves his flowers. He's one of those people in the hip hop community. When he dies, people are gonna be like, oh, we should have given, like I know that he's gonna be one of those people that, like, Eric Sermon,
respect. Yeah,
he's gonna get so much respect. Like, I'm a big fan of his. Not to mention, we've met him a couple times, and he's always showed love and respect to Eric Sermon.
Back to Rita Moreno. She was the first Puerto Rican actress to win an Oscar in 1962 for her role of Anita in West Side Story, which I just saw the clip for this updated West Side Story.
How's it look?
Not happy about it.
Okay. I saw a piece of it, but I didn't watch it. Like, I saw it was on, but I didn't look at it.
So here's the thing, though. So I think it's visually going to be amazing. Visually. I think that Eggert, the guy who plays the white kid, he's got some troubles there and that I have issues. I don't know about that, but Homegirl is playing a Puerto. So this is one of those things that like, so you know how in the Asian community, how it's always just like you have a Japanese person playing a Chinese person playing Japanese person. Homegirl's not Puerto Rican. I think she's like Colombian. And I'm like, of all the Puerto Ricans, you couldn't find that one? Like I'm sitting right here. I don't know. But whatever. Hold on. So
I mean, but that to me, it probably means that it was directed, executive produced something by a white person. They never make an effort.
Yeah.
So.
And it's like, you know, like, that goes back to the first West Side Story. Yeah, you had Rita Moreno in there, but all these people play, and then you have a cartoonish accent to play a Puerto Rican person. Like it just that stuff really, the story obviously touches, but it just bothers me. It really, really bothers me.
Think about what's his name. I mean, we're not going to go down this rabbit hole, but you know, we'll touch on a little bit. But think about Breakfast at Tiffany's. Remember, what is the short guy? He played like
doing the Asian
with buck teeth and Mickey Rooney. Yeah,
Mickey Rooney. And you know, he's part of that group of comedians that I don't really give too much mind to. Like the other man who passed away, that they have these like racist and sexist jokes that you're like, stop going on TV, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes, but you're right. And it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, I'm sure she's going to do a fantastic job. I'm sure it's going to be great. But at the same time, you know,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. So John Leguizamo is on there. So here's the thing though. Here's the thing about John Leguizamo, where I feel like, so within the Puerto Rican community, I think he's Puerto Rican and Nicaraguan or Colombian. I can't remember. In the Hispanic community, he has all his flowers, but he doesn't, because he's got so many shows that he's written, produced, and starred by himself. He's got his acting career. I mean, he's got the stupid movies. He's got the amazing movies, the thought-provoking. He's played so many characters. He definitely needs his flowers, for sure.
Right.
For sure.
Right. I feel like I put Nia Long on here. Like for Black people, like in a certain generation, it's like that's like I'm trying to
Love
think
Jones, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to think who I could equate her to in other ethnicity, like whiteness. I can't think of anybody at the moment, but for us, she's like our queen. It's like people love her.
Yeah.
You know? And
yeah,
we give her flowers, but she ain't getting flowers from like the masses.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But she's like another one of those people. When she passes away, hopefully it's 40 years, 50 years from now,
it's gonna be like, oh, that movie was so good. Oh, she was great in that.
Right. You're gonna go down, you're gonna be on TV binging her or whatever they call it, you know, during that time.
Yeah.
But she's done so much where it's like you look forward to it, and she's ageless.
I know.
So I gotta give my flowers to Nia Long. Definitely.
And then who is that in the upper right with those gold earrings?
Diane Warren. The woman or the male in the other corner?
No, the woman.
Diane Warren. She's a singer-songwriter. She done wrote every fucking hit possible. She's been most nominated artist without getting an Oscar. It's like she's worked with everybody from Celine Dion, Whitney Houston. Like she's just married like everybody, and she does not get like she's to me she's on the same level as David Foster, but everybody fucking gives David Foster his flowers.
Okay, first of all, he is trash. He is a baby.
Why is he trash?
David Foster, he couldn't have a wife who, like, first of all, I just can't. I can't with Mr. I'm David Foster. I'm not her husband. So you left her. She was sick and she uplifted you in every moment. It's just, I can't even.
What was it that she had?
Lupus?
Lupus? Was it lupus? No, not lupus.
Lyme disease.
Lyme disease, yeah.
Lyme disease.
Lyme disease. But anyway, back to Diane Warren. I just feel like she just got nominated for an Oscar again and she didn't win. Like, she just can't win. But if we took I challenge people listening to Google her and do a deep dive into her catalog, and you're gonna be like, shit.
She deserves her flowers.
She deserves her flowers.
All right. Who else are we gonna do? Who's this?
Oh, that's Raphael Sadiq.
Oh,
I probably should have got a different picture, but it's more a recent picture than usual.
Why is he so amazing and why is he so unknown? I just don't understand this. It doesn't make sense to me. That did he only do one solo album?
I don't even know. Like, I just know
album
that
was amazing. That 2002, and it was like it wasn't called Raphael Sadiq. It was called something else. That, oh my God, that album spoke to that, like, part of me that, like, that genre of music that I didn't know I needed.
Everything about the Lucy Pearl project, of course, Tony 2020, you know, all the producing credits he has.
Lucy Pearl, yes.
Like, I don't feel like he gets the recognition that he should, and who knows, maybe he doesn't want it. You know, there are, you know, we have to take that into effect. There are some artists that are just like, whatever. I'm good being in a studio, you know, instead of a gym rat, studio rat, but you know.
Didn't he just work with John Legend on something, or was that
I believe so.
Bruno Mars?
Bruno Mars.
With everybody.
Like, he deserves his flowers. So we give him flowers today. We definitely give him flowers.
Oh, for sure.
I'm gonna give some flowers to Sylvia Rohn. She's music executive, and we can give her flowers for Missy Elliott and Busta Rhymes on the same label, just for that. I mean, she's been around way longer than around like 20 years before that, but not too many Black women run a record company.
No.
And for her, you know, she was the head of Elektra, and it was like, I always wanted to meet her. I saw her, like, I was thinking the other day, like, the amount of celebrities I've come across, I allowed my fear to get in front of me, approaching and giving them their flowers to their face. You know, it's like, I didn't know how to do that. I'm just too insecure. I wish I would have went up to her and been like, you're like my idol. I love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
yeah.
The other thing with that, when you're in the music industry, they tell you to shy away. No, don't be, you know, they kind of tell you to shy away from, like, talking to celebrities. Like, they make you feel like they don't deserve it.
Yeah. But I think they do that. I see the music industry from my perspective, the little, you know, not even a toe dip, the little, like, I walked on a puddle. That environment was, they make sure that you're not able to be successful.
Right.
Especially when you're young. They put these things in your mind to make sure that not only you can't network, that you shouldn't network, and you don't know how to network. So it's only designed for select few.
I remember,
but that's just me.
I might have brought this up on the show before, but I remember when I was working at Def Jam, and L.A. Reid was he wasn't. That's when Jay-Z was the head of Def Jam. L.A. Reid was the head of Universal, and L.A. Reid came up to me and he was like, "How you doing?" Like, he looked me in my face and he was like, "How you doing? You all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I wanted to be like, "I've been a fan since you were in the deal." Like, I wanted to tell him how much I admired him, but I couldn't do it. And I saw him every day. And it's like, one of my, like, people always say you should never have regrets. I fucking have regrets about so many things because I'm a music head. And my fear of meeting my idols and telling them, not just like, just telling them that I admire them, appreciate them, and their work got me through some shit. I just couldn't do it.
Yep.
So, you know, now that I'm a little older, I don't know if I would still not do it, but it's like, man, I wish I would have gave him his flowers too, because
Yeah.
he been around. In LA Reid, man. Anyway, who else you got? You got on. I know we're almost running out of time.
Deborah Cox,
Yeah, you picked her, and I agree with you on that one.
the most underrated vocalist of all time.
Oh my God, really?
Listen, I just don't understand how vocally this bitch is strong as shit. I don't understand how she's not. I don't know. I just don't. What happened? Well, Wendy Williams at one point she would talk about her and talk about oh, I can't remember who else, but she put them in the same category where she was just like, at the time there was no like social media is not like what it is today. She's like, they need a scandal. They need to be printed about. They need to be talked about. They don't have a scandal. So we're not going to know who they are.
I think she was on Wendy last year during the pandemic. And
Yes.
she had like 4 kids or something. I don't, I might be giving her too many kids. I don't know. But she chose married, like she's been married for like 20 something years.
Yeah.
She chose family. And a lot of artists don't do that. But at the end of the day, she's still, before the pandemic, she was still, Broadway touring. So, but we need to give her a fuck because like nobody, like if Patti LaBelle would have said, okay, I'll take this song that you wrote for me, nobody's supposed to be here, we might not know Deborah Cox. Like I could see Patti LaBelle singing that song. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, she would.
But it wasn't meant for her.
No.
So,
oh, that is such a good song.
Exactly.
If I could sing.
So I got Woody Harrelson on here. I know people are like, what? But for real, like this guy was on Cheers. What was his name on Cheers? I can't remember, but
it was like Tommy or John, something like that.
Yeah.
Bud.
No, I don't know if it was Bud. I forget.
I'm
anyway,
gonna Google it right now.
Yeah, please do. But like the trajectory of his career and like everything he appears in, you're like, he's so good. You know what I'm saying? He just, I think his name was Woody, wasn't it? Woody on Cheers. But anyway, but I think he was definitely he's definitely somebody that he don't get the recognition that I think he probably deserves.
Oh, you're right, Woody Boyd.
Yeah, and so I think like he doesn't get the recognition that he deserves, but
I also think too, it's so funny how only now do we recognize, obviously I'm not as eloquent as Dave Chappelle. You know how he says like the things that we don't understand, we call it insanity, we call it this, we call it that. Like we do these things to these celebrities and they might go off a little off kilter. And I think Woody Harrelson is that guy. We pin him as like he's like this beer smoking blah 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 type of dude and
weed smoker.
Yeah, don't take him serious, but look at his range.
I know.
Oh my gosh, like Natural Born Killers.
All right. Yep. White Man Can't Jump.
He's such a good actor. He's a really, really good actor.
Yeah, he is. I enjoy him.
There's so many people that deserve their flowers, but I don't know if they're going
to y'all can take a look. I mean, we got a lot of pictures on here, but from Busta Rhymes, Giancarlo Esposito, who I love, Andy Garcia, Genuine, they along with others.
I couldn't see it. I couldn't see Andy Garcia.
Yeah, Andy Garcia. He deserves his flowers too.
He does. He does.
Is it The Godfather? He was in The Godfather 3. The worst movie.
I've never seen The Godfather.
None of them?
No, I've only seen clips. Like
we're gonna have a movie night. Tell your kids to spend the night over somebody's house. We're gonna get some of that bomb ass popcorn you gave me the other day. A couple of shots of De Leon. And we're gonna watch.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Holmes.
All right. So you're gonna make your transition. What is it called?
My
said
transition.
transition. I said transgression. I meant transition. Whatever.
Marissa's music.
I can attest to how uncomfortable some people get when you give them a compliment, how they slither back and recoil. I find this mainly when you know the person. Oh, stop it. No. Oh, you say that to everybody. But if a stranger tells you, it seems more accepted. But what do? Turn on our heels and look for validation of that same compliment. It's never an easy feat to accept when we do something worth praise. It's also never easy when we do something and we do not get the praise. Giving those flowers to someone who has earned it and deserves it is also coming with a mixed bag. We only want it from a certain caliber of person. We only want it in a certain tone, in a dictation, situation, and wording. But we still want it. But give yourself that flower too. Take time to not only stand in your own appreciation, but sit in self-gratitude and self-admiration. Take that deep breath. Enjoy where you are in the moment. Enjoy and seek the blessings that you have, and take a moment to see the blessing in the misfortune. While I know I sit easy to say all this, but I promise you I'm trying to do all those things too. Remember, give those flowers, give that praise, give those compliments, but take them too.
Holla.
Holler.
Holleration.
Homie, where can they catch us?
They can catch us everywhere. But before they catch us,
Everywhere.
before they catch us, I just wanna everywhere. I just wanna give you your flowers. Because if I don't, who will? You know? It's never the people that's closest to you, although I am pretty close to you. So I guess it's some people that are close to you. But you know, you've been a really good friend to me. What?
I'm listening. I'm
I'm
listening.
serious.
Uh-huh.
You've been a really change your background. You've been a really good friend to me. You you've held me while I've cried. You've talked me off a ledge. And you know, that's just me. I've seen you put everything aside for members of your family. I've seen you pound yourself down to make others shine bright. And I've seen you grieve. I've seen you applaud. I've seen you come out of yourself to be somebody and like that you're not used to being. And I think you're a good person, and you know, I love you, and you know, thank you for being my friend.
Homie, I love you. I wasn't expecting that. I'm a
So
little
yeah, they can
teary.
catch us at Yep Yeah Yes podcast on Facebook. The Yep Yes podcast on Instagram, Twitter, all your streaming devices. Just ask said device. Play the Yep Yeah Yes podcast. Shout out to everybody that's been following us, listening to us, and you know, thank y'all. We do what we do, the best that we do. Every week I want to quit, and then we make it work. And so, on that note, we bid you adieu.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.